long before steel mills roared across the landscapes of England and the United States, there was a small town where smoke from coal fires mixed with the morning fog, and the clang of hammers on iron echoed across narrow streets. In this town lived a boy named Henry Caldwell. His family's home was a single wooden room near the edge of a small foundry. His father worked as a blacksmith's assistant, shaping iron rods for the mills, and his mother cleaned clothes for factory workers. Money was always scarce. The winter was bitter, and the future seemed a distant dream. From the time he could walk, Henry was drawn to the glowing furnaces and the ringing hammers of the blacksmiths. He would watch for hours as molten iron was poured into molds, sparks flying into the air. To others, it was just work, but to Henry, it was magic. He noticed that some blacksmiths worked faster, more efficiently, and produced stronger iron tools. He wondered why some succeeded while others struggled. He realized that talent alone was not enough. Organization, technique, and innovation mattered equally. Henry began helping his father at the forge as soon as he was old enough to hold a hammer. His hands became calloused early, his arms strong from lifting heavy pieces of iron. Unlike other boys, he did not tire easily, but he also observed keenly. He noticed that some molds broke, some tools were weak, and some furnaces wasted fuel. He learned from failure without complaint. Every mistake was a lesson. By the age of 12, Henry had learned the basics of metalworking, from shaping iron to understanding the properties of different metals. He also learned something more important. The business around iron was chaotic. Orders were missed, clients were angry, and profits were lost, not because the work was bad, but because no one coordinated production, delivery, or quality control. Henry began thinking about how he could not just make iron tools, but control the entire process, from raw material to finished product. His father fell ill when Henry was 13, leaving him responsible for his younger siblings. Henry worked day and night at small workshops, delivering iron pieces, cleaning for blacksmiths, and assisting in small factories. While earning barely enough to feed his family, he secretly experimented with small inventions. He made simple tools that made shaping iron faster, and designed small molds that could produce multiple identical pieces at once. Some shop owners laughed at him. Others bought his simple inventions because they saved time. At 15, Henry saw a bigger opportunity. The Industrial Revolution was spreading across England. Factories were growing, mills were expanding, and there was a high demand for reliable machinery and iron tools. Most workshops were small, disorganized, and could not meet the growing demand. Henry realized that if he could control production, improve quality, and deliver consistently, he could build a business that others could not match. He started small, renting a neglected workshop near the edge of town. It was damp, the roof leaked, and the furnace was old. He cleaned the space himself, repaired the furnace, and gathered some scrap iron from local blacksmiths. Using a few simple molds and tools, he began producing basic machinery parts: gears, levers, and pulleys. He sold these parts to nearby workshops at fair prices, promising reliability. At first, only a few trusted him, but his precision and honesty earned him more clients over time. Henry faced immense challenges. Rivals accused him of undercutting prices. Suppliers demanded upfront payments he could not afford. Workers he hired were inexperienced and made mistakes. Fires broke out in the workshop more than once, destroying weeks of labor. Yet Henry did not give up. Each setback taught him resilience. He learned to organize his workspace efficiently, train workers carefully, and keep meticulous records of every piece of iron that came in or went out. By the time Henry was 20, he had several skilled workers under him, and his small workshop had become a modest foundry. He began producing larger machinery parts for textile mills, printing presses, and early transport engines. Factory owners noticed his reliability and quality. Orders increased. Henry reinvested every penny back into the business, buying better furnaces, stronger tools, and more molds. He personally oversaw production, ensuring every piece met his standard. Henry's innovation set him apart. He designed simple, mechanical devices that made production faster, such as pulley systems to move heavy iron rods, rolling machines to flatten metal more efficiently, and interchangeable molds that reduced waste. His small foundry could now produce what older, larger workshops could not: quality, consistency, and speed. Expansion became possible when a wealthy merchant agreed to invest in Henry's workshop. With the funds, he built a larger ironworks with multiple furnaces, separate molding areas, and dedicated storage for raw and finished materials. He hired more workers and trained them in his methods. Within a few years, Henry's Ironworks became the largest supplier of machinery parts in the region. Mills, factories, and transport workshops relied on him. Despite his growing wealth, Henry lived modestly. He provided housing for his workers near the foundry, ensured they were fed, and taught them skills that could sustain them even if the business failed. He believed that treating workers well increased loyalty and productivity. Many who had been poor like him rose from hardship, trained under Henry, and became skilled artisans. Challenges never ceased. Fires threatened to destroy furnaces. Rivals attempted to steal clients or undercut prices. Economic downturns slowed orders. Henry faced bankruptcy more than once, but he had learned to anticipate problems. He diversified production to include agricultural machinery, printing press parts, early steam engine components, and even construction tools. By not relying on a single industry, he protected his business from collapse. By 35, Henry expanded to the United States. Factories were booming there, but machinery supply was chaotic. Many workshops produced substandard parts, causing delays and accidents. Henry started small, renting a workshop in a growing industrial city, hiring local workers, and slowly introducing his methods. His reputation for quality and reliability preceded him. Within a few years, he had multiple workshops and warehouses connected by the developing railways. He coordinated shipments of machinery parts efficiently, ensuring clients received their orders on time. Henry's innovations continued. He experimented with alloys to make stronger tools, developed better molds for consistency, and improved furnaces to save fuel. He also introduced early quality control systems, inspecting every batch of machinery before shipment. Factory owners valued his reliability more than price. His empire was built not just on iron, but on trust. Despite immense wealth, Henry remained disciplined. He avoided extravagance, reinvested profits, and continued to focus on innovation. He also trained young apprentices personally, teaching them not only technical skills, but discipline, patience, and integrity. His workshops became schools for innovation and reliability. By his 50s, Henry controlled one of the largest ironworks and machinery production networks in England and the United States. His machines powered textile mills, printing presses, early locomotives, and factories. Trade flourished because of the parts his ironworks produced. Workers trained under him carried his methods across the continent. Henry faced personal losses. Family members passed away. Fires destroyed parts of his foundries. Accidents occurred despite safety measures. Yet he never let despair stop him. Each challenge taught him something new. He introduced redundancies in production, better fire prevention, and stricter safety protocols. His empire survived because it was built to endure failure. In the later years of his life, Henry focused on mentoring. He taught that the greatest business was not built by money alone, but by solving real problems consistently. Look at where others fail, he said. Observe inefficiencies. Solve them. Serve honestly. Wealth follows naturally. Henry Caldwell died peacefully, leaving behind furnaces, workshops, warehouses, and a network of skilled workers who continued to operate long after him. His life proves that a poor boy with vision, discipline, and relentless problem-solving can rise to create an empire that improves the lives of thousands. His story reminds us that greatness is often hidden in ordinary problems, waiting for someone with courage and insight to act. If you want more Larssen-inspired motivational stories like this, don't forget to subscribe to my channel.